And I'm back with part 2 of Bret Michaels. And if you remember, I had just accused him of bestiality because he is trying to get me to pay him $1,000 for his VIP card, and I've refused. So I had said, no. He says, bestiality? I said, goodbye, Bret. He said, and where do you get that false information? I said, it's always, quote, false information. I never shoplifted when I was younger, so if you see anything on Judici about it, it's a total lie. Totally false. And to clarify, yes, I did get in trouble for that when I was younger, but I did my time and haven't done it again. So I said, and you're back to begging for $1,000. He says, maybe I can check as well and see who is trying to tarnish my great career I've been building for a lifetime now. Because, I think he knows I'm just messing with him, and he wants to see some proof. I said, how pathetic are you? He says, begging? I said, maybe it's Ricky Martin. Starting to pull shit out of my ass at this point. You get more back than the money of your registration, woman. I said, oh, I bet it is on Ricky Martin. After you two had that knockdown drag out with Vince Neil, Ricky was probably upset and made it all up, which I don't think he ever got in a fight with Vince Neil. I think that was just Axl Rose that did that. And to him calling me woman, I said, woman? He says, this is not begging, more of persuading. I said, wow, fuck you, you misogynistic pig. He said, I don't mean it that way. I said, who the hell do you think you are? How old are you, by the way? He asks. I said, younger than you and clearly richer. He responds, that doesn't mean you should get the false impression on my community. So I continue, and you are not going to refer to me as woman. He says, lol, never. I said, ugh, I really don't want your card now. That's so misogynistic. He says, that's just my old ass coming out. You should overlook that. I'm just here trying to persuade you and see how great we can work together. I said, I'm not overlooking misogyny. He says, maybe I can be of use of you, as well as in your city, by helping me out with the orphanage and homeless people around. I said, if you want to be forgiven, you need to start referring to me as doctor and admit I'm better than you. He says, misogyny doesn't have to do with me calling you a, quote, woman. You're a female and more mature of me than calling you, quote, lady. Just see it as a very respectful way of me speaking. Okay, so you hear that, guys? If a man calls you woman, it's actually a sign of respect. I said, clearly you missed out on the past 20 years. It's disrespectful to refer to any female as, quote, woman. We aren't objects. We have names. We burn bras for a reason, stupid. He said, addressing you professionally is what you want. I said, I didn't go to 14 years of med school spending $450,000 to be referred to as woman. He keeps on, for real, Rebecca, you think being called woman is a word of object? I can address you as doctor. That's never a big deal. But admitting you're better than me is something even my dead ass won't agree to. You're better, well-mannered, and intelligent. That doesn't mean you're better than me, because we have a different way of life. Which, what? So you said I'm better than you, and then said that doesn't mean I'm better than you. He says, all right, sorry for addressing you as woman. So I let him stew for a bit. Can you reach me on the number I send you, Dr. Rebecca? Would love to see who I'm talking with. I said no. He says, you don't really know what it means to me persuading people to be part of the community, that I haven't lost my touch in this world, keeping my sanity. I said, well, you clearly have. No, I haven't, dear. How are you doing? I said, lol, I'm not your, quote, dear. He says, okay, why are you so harsh about it? It's not like I'm using some kind of force on you. I said, language, Bret. You clearly haven't joined the 21st century and are speaking like a Neanderthal. Gonna club a woman and drag her to your cave next? He says, huh? I said, are you serious that you don't understand your misogynistic undertone? You don't just run around calling women you aren't dating dear and, quote, woman. Ugh, vomit emoji, gross. I said, but if we are going to talk, I expect deep discussions. Like, who's your favorite village person and why? Obviously, you can't pick you. Your little stint with them in the 80s doesn't count. Your voice just didn't fit. You got the limp-wristed dancing down, but your voice didn't match. And he did not bite. Okay, Rebecca, I understand and am sorry for calling you a quote woman the other night. But if you want that deep conversation and connection with me, that isn't a problem at all, and I can tell you're a very intelligent woman. Okay, good. Now answer the question. He said, and it won't be a bad, never a problem for me thinking about having something with you. So I think now he's realized the VIP card scam wasn't going to work. So he goes, yes, very big. So he tries to go towards romance. So I responded to that one comment. What? The F is that even supposed to mean, XD? He said, but before I ask the question, I'll have to ask my own personal question, and you will have to answer them. I said, before you ask a question, you have to ask your own question. Man, Yoda couldn't even fathom being as deep as you. He says, what do you mean? Can you text me on my number, please? I need to see your picture. Send me here, your picture. I said, what I mean is, what the fuck do you mean? You saw my picture. I sent one. I will not be texting on your phone. To your phone, whatever. So I sent him another picture, Eileen Wuornos. He says, I don't see any. So I said, hospital days, being all smart and taking care of patients. He said, nah, not that type, lol, like a recent selfie of you. I know, just a recent selfie. Don't do this, guys. Send a picture of anybody else but you. Preferably not your friends, not poor OnlyFans girls, you know, like I did. Find people like the worst of drudges of society and send that. And I said, when you answer the question, also, you're bossy. Why the fuck should I? He says, 'cause I want to see a clear picture of the person I'm having a conversation with. You look beautiful in the photo you send me, but not clear enough. How is that not clear enough? So, who is your favorite person in your village and why? He just completely misunderstood the question that I had posed. I said, if you can't see a clear person from that photo, you need to see an optometrist. That diabetes has zapped your eyesight, or perhaps an ophthalmologist. That would be better. I know a few. So I said, I asked you first. He says, lol, you're being insecure, you know. Well, maybe it's past experience. I have no favorite person, expect I love everyone equally. I said, I imagine you did with them. He says, so what your conclusion on joining me via my VIP community? I promise I will make it worthwhile. I said, back to begging. He says, I told you, and I will keep saying it. If you don't see any reason and benefit enough in it, you can just ask for a withdrawal from the VIP and you get back a full refund. But I promise it is going to be worthwhile. Well, if you consider it begging, I'll say yes, begging you to be a part of my community. Blech. I do consider it begging. It's pathetic to beg for $1,000. Broke boy, I don't like broke boys. Which, again, if I had $1,000 right now, I'd be all right. He says, lol, am not a boy. I'm not a boy, am a man. And if you consider it is begging, so be it, but am not begging for money and begging you to be a part of my VIP community. And the fees is $1,000, or is not $1,000, is $1,500. Okay, you could have gotten $1,000 there, bud. So he pushes it up. I said, well, definitely not buying it now. I'd rather just set the money on fire. He says, 'cause you don't have it. Wow, that's bad. Why? And I respond, is this supposed to make me go, oh, okay, here, I'll get it just to prove I have the money? He says, 'cause you don't have the mind to do great thing or be part of great things. I said, pitiful attempt at reverse psychology. I don't think I wish to continue speaking to you at this point. You're an awful person. He says, you said you prefer to burn it. That sound with so much hatred. You said, quote, because you don't have it. He says, you said, quote, not buying it now. I said, yes, because you're a bit of a big-headed egomaniac who thinks I need a VIP gift card for some reason, to see or hang out with you or something. You claim it's life-changing, but celebrities aren't life-changing. You do nothing. He says, like you don't have it now, that's why I said 'cause you don't have it. It's like a question. So I said, dance, monkey, dance. Entertain me and shut up. That's all a celebrity is good for, which, honestly, that's kind of how I feel about most celebrities. I don't want to hear your political opinion. I don't want to hear you telling me how to live. Shut up and dance. That's what you're there for. Maybe you've seen something in the past that makes you think like this. I don't know, but mine isn't like that. I said, oh, look at Bret's attempt to do psychology. I'll have to show this to the psychologists at work. They'll get a kick out of it. He says, I even need you more than you need me. I'm helping the orphanage kids and homeless people around, more like charity, to give something back to the world. Well, whatever you wish to do. So I respond, what the fuck? He says, but I know I have nothing bad against you. I said, I don't need you. You're a monkey clinging symbols to me. You entertain for a few minutes, and that's it. He says, I'm just trying to build a community with high quality and value people, and I see you as such person. I said, also, orphanages, where in the first world do they have those these days? He says, you think? There are many around the world. I said, orphanages. It's a foster care system. We don't shove kids in a building a la Oliver Twist, you old fart. He says, you don't just leave where you are all days of your life. I said, not in the first world, there's not. He says, that's why you think there's none. I said, no, I know there aren't orphanages in America, which you know what, there very well could be, and I'm just not aware of it. I said, it's a foster care system. I have to deal with them every so often because I am a mandated reporter, which if I were a doctor, I absolutely would be. He says, you insult a lot, but I won't think about that. I said, well, you should go cry to someone who cares. He says, around the world, not only American. That's all you think because you don't leave where you are. I know, but I just feel like I should get you in. You're suffering from something I don't know, but I don't waste my time on rude people like you. But I don't care about that. So I responded, and what's your point? What other countries do isn't my concern. I said, first world, I'm a wealthy woman. I don't care about anything else. They're just things for me to step on, which obviously not how I feel. I am not a wealthy person. I am pretty damn poor. He says, it's all right, Rebecca. You can be an anonymous member. I said, your English is slipping, Bret. Are you okay? You should go check your blood sugar. It's been slipping and getting bad for the past 10 minutes. It happens with low blood sugar. He says, yes, I'm fine. I said, then why are you getting the English skills of a non-native speaker from Timbuktu? He says, lol, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself, Rebecca. Your anger issues is not from here. I said, there it goes again. Gonna say, quote, me speaking the good English next. He says, and I don't know what you're getting upset about. I said, besides, Bret, if I'm such a bad person, why are you so desperate to get me in your VIP club? I'm upset you can't speak proper English. Perfectly acceptable thing to be annoyed at from someone who is from an English-speaking country. Like I said, Rebecca, I'm trying to get so many people in as possible, people with high quality and value. I can definitely tell you're someone of such caliber, but you are just so down bad. You need help with your hatred and anger issue. So in other words, you didn't send me the money immediately, and you didn't suck the farts out of my ass, because I'm Bret Michaels, a celebrity. So I said, translation, people with money, I want your money, which is exactly what he was saying. He said, I respect you, but you don't have a bit of respect for me, but you being a part of my community and you see what I'm trying to do. Maybe you can then realize all those hatred towards me from before ain't worth it. No, people with high value, not just money, intellectual. So I said, oh gosh, okay, I'll totally get it now. He says, get what? See, Rebecca, I know you're intelligent and smart enough to know I'm not here joking around. It's not just about money. I said, do you want this money or not? The heat is on the street, and then a saxophone emoji. I said, how does one pay for this VIP card? He says, money will always be involved, and it's never about money. I said, that's the most naive shit somebody has ever said, especially coming from you. Remember that time you caught the clap from that guy and you had to pay an enormous hospital bill to get treated? It was all about money. Money was involved, and it was about money. He ignores that and says 2 ways, Bitcoin and paying directly to my Chime account. Most people use Bitcoin. I don't know why. Some say it's the new currency. So I said, what was his name? Eric Carr or Wright? I can't remember. Those two people, Eric Carr was the drummer for Kiss during their makeup-free days, and Eric Wright is Eazy-E. He says it's right. So basically what just happened here was celebrity impersonator scammer just admitted that he caught the clap from Eazy-E and had to pay an enormous hospital bill. So, this has been 14 minutes, so I am going to cut this off here and I will finish it up after a bit. Anyways, thank you for watching.